Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't. Hey, you and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
Yeah. You know, I said, and it's probably get me in trouble, but I said to some of my colleagues recently, so I know that it's an issue, but it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem we have.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna watch this woke Hollywood actor, Oscar nominee Djimon Hounsou, I don't know how you say his name, says he's still struggling to make a living and blames, like you see it there, systemic racism and white supremacy. Yeah, you heard that right. So let's get into this clip.
How has Hollywood changed in terms of African representation in what you see since you started out to what's being produced now?
Yes, quite a bit has changed. I must say, because of course, when I came out with Asdtx, I was nominated for a Golden Globe, but they ignored me for the Oscars, talking about the fact that they thought that I had just came off the boat and off the streets, where Steven Spielberg, used me for this film, and even though I successfully did that, they just didn't feel like I was an actor for whom we should pay any respect to. So this conceptual idea of diversity and all that, it still has a long way to go. Systemic racism don't change like that anytime soon. I mean, I'm still struggling trying to make a living.
Wow.
After 30 years in this business.
After, let's speak, 30 years, let's say maybe the first 10 years was really trying to, sort of acclimate myself to the industry.
And then establish yourself.
And establish myself. I've been in this business and making films now over 2 decades, and still, with 2 Oscar nominations, been in many big blockbuster films, and yet I'm still struggling financially to make a living. I'm definitely underpaid.
Growing up, you're one of the first big black actors I saw in big budget films, so it's mind-boggling to me.
But that's a sign for you that systemic racism is not something that you can deal with lightly. It's so deep inserted in so many things that we do across the board, and you don't overcome it. You just have to you have to cope with it and survive the best way you can.
What do you hope your legacy will be in this industry, for your acting, for your philanthropy?
I came to California with this compelling need to do something for my continent and do something for my people in general, and to champion this idea of reconciliation and reconnection with the motherland. I just hope that I have contributed to change the narrative about our people and the continent.
Yeah, so there you have it. Now, I find this hilarious for multiple reasons. Now, the first reason is that, one, he's complaining about white supremacy and systemic racism living in California and working in Hollywood, the most woke, so-called inclusive place you can possibly be. But that's not even the worst part. Now, this guy, of course, as you could tell, he's an immigrant, an African immigrant who is in America complaining about systemic racism and white supremacy. Now, that's always hilarious to me, how an immigrant, foreigner, who comes to this country and complains about white supremacy when you wouldn't be allowed if that was the case. How are you allowed to come into a country that is a white supremacist or a systemically racist country? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, it even gets better. This guy is from Benin, okay? He was born in Benin, and apparently he migrated to France and then came over here. Now, for those of you guys that don't know where Benin is the same location where the Dahomey tribe was located. So if you guys have seen the movie Woman King, that's who those people are. The Dahomey tribe, that's where he's from. So he's complaining about white supremacy coming from a place who directly or indirectly contributed to the slave trade. This is hilarious to me. This guy owes reparations. His family owes reparations. And he's complaining as a multi-millionaire. This guy has made, I believe, over $100 million in his career. It doesn't matter if you made $1 million. Who are you complaining or comparing yourself to? That's the funny part about it, is that this guy thinks he's like Denzel Washington or Jamie Foxx or Samuel L. Jackson or something. Bro, you're not an A-list celebrity. The average person doesn't even know your name. They just know you by your face. The average person doesn't know more than 1 or 2 movies, Amistad and Blood Diamond. That's it. That's it. You're maybe a B-list actor. You're a supporting actor. There's really no movies where you were the main actor besides those 2 or, a couple of them that you might name that most people don't know you from. This is the funny part about it. Who are you comparing yourself to? Who are you? Hilarious. On all fronts, this guy complaining about white supremacy and systemic racism, working in the most woke industry there could possibly be, Hollywood, coming from Benin, West Africa, who was one of the biggest contributors to slave trade. This guy's family literally needs to write a check, according to the FBI. And my last point is that he's complaining about white supremacy, systemic racism, virtuing to the so-called the FBAs. That's what this is. That's what this guy is doing, right? And he thinks that these people will accept him. That's the funny part about this, is that FBAs, the so-called foundational Black Americans, do not accept African immigrants into their circle. So this guy is complaining about all of this here in virtue of getting support, probably from some woke blacks who's gonna say, oh yeah, he should be paid more because he's black, he's immigrant, and he's in Hollywood, and da. But you don't see people like Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson complaining about that. You don't see them complaining about that at all. When have you heard about them complaining about being underpaid? Well, that's because they perform. That's because they're actually good at what they do. Now, I'm not saying he's not a good actor. Let me not let's not get it confused. He's actually a really good actor, but he's just not a Jamie Foxx, Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman. He's not them. He's not as versatile as them. He has a strong African accent. So most of the roles that he can play is going to be centered around that. It's going to be centered around that. So all of these producers and directors have to make movies that would, require for them to have a character with an accent as his. Come on, man. You're not as versatile. Like, wake up, bro. This is crazy to me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. This is hilarious. I mean, I find it absolutely comical when African immigrants complain about white supremacy in America. It's just the funniest thing to me. And I'm speaking from an African immigrant. I'm an immigrant myself. And hearing this coming from other immigrants is just absolutely comical to me. Comical. What white supremacist nation would allow you to come into this country and become a millionaire? Make it make sense. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let's talk about it in the comment section. And of course, if you're brand new, consider hitting subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.